I just heard about the Japanese situation, the earthquake that hit Japan, multiple earthquakes and tsunami, and now the nuclear reactor problem. It is quite a disaster, and I think it's a wake-up call. And this is, I address this to somebody. I think if they're going to watch this, they're going to know what I'm talking about. And then I want to see if this old friend of mine, or anybody else for that matter, has a reasonable defense of what they're promoting. Nuclear power, as I've said, anytime I've ever spoken on the subject, it's not safe, it's not reasonable, it needs to be phased out. Ever since I was a child, I knew a person that worked on Indian Point. They had also worked in Pennsylvania, Susquehanna, and the 3 Mile Island. And I also knew a major construction guy who was doing the concrete work, and he's now retired on disability because he worked himself into just ongoing disability. Just wrecked his body, basically, on this kind of project. But that's a side point. That's a side effect of this industry. This industry has nothing valid to offer us. They claim that it's more efficient. They claim that it's safe, over and over again, just lying and not seeing the facts of the matter. It's never going to be safe. It just creates too many toxic byproducts. It creates a danger because you can never build one of these things that's going to be terrorism proof. You can never build one of these that's going to be earthquake proof, tsunami proof, whatever the case is, whatever natural disaster you can imagine. But on the other hand, if you use all the land in Nevada, or you use all the land in New Mexico, or all the land in Nebraska, right, you name it, we have a lot of states in the United States that are just open, empty spaces. Some of them have max sunshine. You can put solar panels out there galore. Solar panels as far as the eye can see. You will generate more electricity than you will ever need. And we also need to be more efficient in creating the machines that use electricity. And I'm talking to GE, Sony, whoever it might be. Yeah, they're going micro with the electronics, but what about appliances? What about home usage, water heaters, so on and so forth? Don't tell me that if we can go to the moon, they can't make something that's more efficient. They just don't want to because they own stock in the other commodities, utilities, electric, water, and so on and so forth. That's big money making for the people that control it. So don't tell me that that's really good for America. That's just good for a few rich, greedy scumbags, and that's called oligarchy. No, we need a more efficient republic here, and that's what I'm calling on. Phase out the nuclear power. Be an example to the rest of the world, and especially Japan now has to be an example. Russia has to be an example. Look at what happened with Chernobyl. And over and out, think wisely on these things, people, and try to influence policymakers, or become a policymaker yourself.